Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Mo and it's good to have you guys here with me today. I'm really glad to have you guys on the channel. So today I decided to talk about something very important, right? Which I'm sure you guys already have an idea of from the title of the video, right? And I've come to realize that over time, right, over the years, over the course of my life, I've come to find that talking, as simple as it might seem or as insignificant as it might look, is very important in the sustenance of any relationship, right? Communication is the general word, but I want to use the word talking, right? Talking helps you to stay connected. I keep telling singles or my single friends that, see, sex is not what is going to build intimacy in any relationship. It's not sex that builds intimacy. The same way it applies to like platonic friendships is the same way it applies to marriages and dating relationships. It's not sex that is going to build that intimacy. It's talking. As simple as it might seem, it's talking, right? And it's something that we need to become very intentional about when it comes to our relationships, right? And there has to be like an approach that you are going to adopt. You can't just go into a relationship or into a marriage, for example, just thinking, oh, me and this person, we communicate now, like everything is all right. No, I'm not talking about just general communication, because it's very easy for couples to move from being actual couples in a marriage to becoming roommates. It's like very easy. And that is because of the lack of talking. It doesn't mean they're not having sex regularly. They're having sex. They probably even have children that they're raising together. But they don't talk. Now, when I'm talking about talking, communicating with one another, it goes beyond just, oh, how are you? Good morning. How was your night? No. Having deep conversations about your fears, about your aspirations, how your day went, even if you just want to vent, like help building that communication is something that I find to be very, very very important, and it's a two-way street. It's not just one person having to carry the weight of the communication of the relationship on their shoulders. No, it has to be a two-way street, right? So today I want to talk about 5 things that can help to improve communication in a relationship. 5 things that can help to improve communication in a relationship. And it's something that I find that has been helpful for me. And like I said, this I'm just talking based off of my experiences, right? Based off of the things that I've seen and the things that I think can work, because I've been able to apply some of them and I do see that it works. But what I just also realize is that it takes 2 people to actually make it work. So both parties need to be intentional about building and maintaining their relationship and their connection and their intimacy in the relationship, right? So let's get into it real quick. So number 1, the first thing I've realized, right, over time is the fact that men and women are different. Men and women are different, and we need to be open to want to learn about each other. We need to be open to want to discover more about each other, because if you're in a dating relationship and you're a babe, for example, you can't be talking to your husband the same way you be talking to your fellow babes, like your fellow girlfriends, right? And same for a man. You can't be in a relationship with a woman and then you're talking to the woman like you're talking to one of your guys, to one of your boys. No. There's an approach to this thing. There's a strategy and a tactic that goes around it, and you need to be open to learn about your partner, understand what your partner likes, and understand what your partner wants. For example, one of the things I've come to realize about men is the fact that manner of approach is very important when you are talking to them or you are communicating to them, especially when you are trying to share feedback. Your manner of approach is very important, because men have this thing that they call ego. All of them have it, right? All of them have it. And so when you are having a conversation with them, the way in which you the way in which you communicate, or the way in which you present that issue, will determine what you're going to get out of it with a man. I'm not saying women take it anyhow, but I'm saying with men, the manner of approach is very important, right? Your conversation or your communication with them shouldn't come off as though you are trying to attack their ego, especially when you are sharing feedback. No. Right? So your manner of approach, because that respect is very important for men. And so, when you are talking to them, you need to have it underlined. Yes, your husband is supposed to be your friend, is supposed to be your G, but at the same time, the manner of approach is very, very important when you are talking to a man, right? Very important. Then another thing I've also realized about men is the fact that, they value their alone time. There are times where it's not every time that a man wants to talk. It's not every time that a man wants to talk, right? There are times when they need to internalize, they want to think, they want to just be by themselves, they want to, just recalibrate, if that makes any sense, right? And you as a woman in the relationship, you need to be sensitive to notice and observe when they get to that point, right? So that's not the time that you should now go and now be, hey, this one, that one, he might just be nodding, but he's not necessarily listening to you. That's just the honest truth. Men do that a lot. So we need to also try to be as sensitive as possible, right? To be able to understand and watch the times and know when and how you want to present your matter or when you want to talk, right? If it's general gist, that one is a different thing. But I'm talking about having serious conversations now, sharing feedback or communicating hurt or whatever the case may be, right? Having those conversations, you need to be sensitive because there are times when the men just want to be by themselves, right? Then for the women, on the other hand, for women, we are more expressive than men generally. Of course, temperaments are still different and they can still come to play, but generally we tend to be a bit more expressive. We want to talk, we want to communicate, we want to have a laugh, we want to gist, we want to have that connect with you, right? But then as a man, you also need to understand that there are times where we can come to you with issues that have happened maybe in our office or something that somebody has done to upset us. We don't need you to give us a solution. We don't want you to solve our problem because everybody says men are problem solvers. We don't need you to solve our problem. We just need you to listen. Put Jara if you need to. Can you imagine? She did that. Hey, can you imagine? So what did you now do? That sometimes that is all we need from you. Just listen and allow us to vent. Let us talk. And most of the time, we actually know what we're going to do about that situation, but we're just venting and talking to you about it. But the moment we come to you and we're trying to talk to you about it and then you're just trying to shut us down, like, hey, just do this, we know what to do. We are just venting and we need you to listen. It might sound weird, but that's actually the truth. There are times we just want you to listen to us, basically, right? So there are times, of course, that we come together to strategize on things and all that. That's, but there are times where we just want to vent. And there are times we genuinely want your advice and your opinion, and we're going to ask you for it, right? And we're going to ask you for it. But so anyway, long and short of it, men and women are different, and we need to be ready to learn, right? To be open to learn about each other. So the second thing I've come to learn about, communicating and, having an effective communication within your relationship is that you need to learn to listen to understand as opposed to listening to respond. Listen to understand as opposed to listening to respond. When we're having conversations or maybe we're having arguments and things are happening and our partner is coming at us with point A, point B, point C, naturally you want to defend yourself. Naturally you want to speak up and say, no, what you're saying, that's not exactly how it happened, this is not what happened, this is not what happened, right? And you just want to clap back. They say one thing, you want to give them 10. People say generally that women, if you give them one, they'll give you 10. I don't agree with that statement. I think it's a fallacy. Obviously, generalization, if you ask me, because not all of us are like that, right, ladies? Please, not all of us are like that. Anyway, let's put that in the back burner. But, one of the things that can help to improve an effective relationship is, listening to genuinely understand what your partner is trying to communicate to you. What they are genuinely trying to tell you. Oh, your action yesterday hurt me. Or yesterday you did not help me out with the dishes. Yesterday you saw me struggling away, but you did not help me with any single house chore. Or yesterday there was a way you reacted and I felt disrespected. When your partner is having these conversations with you, they're trying to pour out their heart to you, they're trying to talk to you about some of these things, they're trying to be vulnerable with you. You need to do the best that you can to listen and actually acknowledge what they are trying to say. Their feeling is their feeling and their feeling is valid, right? So you shouldn't dismiss whatever it is that your partner is saying, even if you didn't mean it the way they are thinking about it, but allow them to land, allow them to finish, allow them to tell you what exactly is going on in their mind, right? So that you can be able to genuinely understand where they are coming from. So when you now apologize in that instance, they will believe that, okay, your apology is genuine because you really listened and you understood where they were coming from. But when they are talking and you just cut them off and you're like, I apologize, sorry. they don't believe you because they don't think that you understood or you get where they are coming from. So that's also another thing that, you know, we need to try to work on. It helps us to build an effective relationship, basically, right? So that the communication can be stronger. Now, another thing that you can do, right? So another thing that I've learned that can also help to improve communication or to make communication relationships to become more effective is agreeing on strategies that you want to adopt. Right? There are some couples before they get married, they will say, "Oh, for us in our own marriage, we are not going to go to bed angry." I mean, before I got married, I heard that thing and I thought, oh, it was something that was actually very doable. But more, when I got married, I'm like, I beg, everybody should go and sleep. I don't even want to have this conversation now. Even when the Holy Spirit is saying, Mo, go and have that conversation, in my mind, I'm like, I beg, you know, and then go and sleep. But for some couples, it works. Right? So agree on the strategies. Some people, I was listening to my pastor one day and he was talking about how he and his wife used to do WhatsApp. Like maybe when the conversation gets heated and everybody's just on their own, but you still want to communicate, sometimes they resort to WhatsApp. Maybe I just don't want to talk to you, or I don't want to see your face. Sometimes they actually resort to WhatsApp, send a message to in WhatsApp, or this and this is what you did. My husband and I actually tend to do that sometimes as well, right? And it does help. It does help. So, you know, just agree on a strategy that you want to adopt and stick by it, to the two of you, not just one person. The two of you should stick by it, especially when there's a disagreement. It definitely helps. Now, the next thing I want to talk about is forgiveness. Offenses are going to come. Your partner is going to annoy you. Your partner is going to offend you, right? But when they genuinely apologize to you, like there's an offense and there has been a genuine apology, forgive the person. Forgive the person. Healing is another ballgame entirely, right? We do agree that it might take some time for you to heal, but then allow the Holy Spirit to work on you. Allow the Holy Spirit to work on your heart so that you can heal from it and genuinely move on as well. Not that you're having conversations and every single time there's an offense or something, you keep referencing the past. Oh, this happened. I've come to learn that it doesn't help because you still hold on to that resentment for as long as you can. And sometimes you can start even changing the image of your partner in your mind. I mean, it's something that happened to me. So I'm speaking from experience on this particular point. So forgive your partner and actually let go. All right. Forget about the past, right? And actively work towards improving on the future. That's the most important thing. It will help you guys to stay closer and connected to one another. And then the last and final point, be kind to each other. Be kind to each other. Even if there's an argument or a misunderstanding, be kind to them. Don't fight dirty, okay? Don't start resorting to their weaknesses to use to fight them. So be kind, all right? So let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Do you think these points are valid? Do you think that you have more ideas of things that can help? Let me know in the comment section, okay? If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe and be a part of the family, okay? I'll talk to you guys in the next video. Bye.